Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Liam blowing up at Bill. Elektra shoves Luna. Finn is divided by Steffy demand. Liam angrily defying his father. Now that everyone knows Bill hid Luna in the manse, and also got her pardoned, there will be counter-reaction. Bill has formerly dealt with Steffy, Finn, Ridge and Taylor. Now it'll be time for Bill to be brazened by his favored Bones. Liam explodes at his father, telling him that he's unleashed a maniac. Of course, Bill will contend that Luna is reformed. The primogenitor might indeed contend that he'd no way deliberately put his family in peril. Liam might reason that Bill did exactly that when he didn't tell anyone about his enhanced recuperation program. Liam might get Bill to suppose about what if Kelly had come over and commodity happed. In any case, Bill seems to be facing a lot of counter-reaction over his decision. Over with Elektra, she confronts Luna. Will probably told Elektra each about Luna soliciting him for intimate. Indeed, though it was hopeless and a laddie disturbing, Elektra will give her compete a warning. Elektra says for the villain to stay down from her and will. Elektra doesn't stop there, however. Elektra gives Luna a hard push. Luna will be tested. Indeed, though Luna wants to be a good girl, can she really overcome her natural killer urges? It's easy to be good when effects are going well. Still, will Luna control herself after getting shoved by Elektra? Over with Shin, Steffy will give her hubby another warning. Steffy says that Luna can't come anywhere near them or their children. Still, Finn has a equivocal look on his face. How exactly does Steffy anticipate Finn to keep Luna down from their family? Would a restraining order or moving be more effective? Now that Luna is a free woman, she has all the time in the world to figure out how to get close to Will. She spent the last many months on house arrest at Bill Estate, and one of her favorite pastimes while there was observing on Will's exchanges with his pater. It wasn't all that long ago that Luna was proven not to be Bill's natural son, so she tested the waters and kissed him many times. That fell flat, and so if Luna still wants to live in Spencer luxury, she needs to get Will's attention. The biggest handicap precluding Luna from at least trying to make a beeline right for Will is his gal, Elektra. The two haven't been together for veritably long, but they've formerly gone through some heavy-duty drama. Remy was Elektra's friend from back home until she realized that he was responsible for deep fakes of her turning up online. Once Elektra realized it was Remy who was trying to destroy her character, he tried to abduct her. Will came to her deliverance, and they'd been together ever ago. Remy was in guardianship for a bit, but he's out now and lately turned up at Bill's house to fix the air exertion. There, he met and linked Luna as a double killer. Now that Luna is getting acquainted with her grandmother, Sheila Carter, she'll be spending further time at Il Giardino, especially since it's Will's favorite cafe. Lurking in the murk is still Remy. He formerly worked there, so he knows that if he wants to catch a regard of Elektra, also it's the place to be. It wouldn't take long for Luna and Remy to realize that they both have their eyes on the same couple and the same thing. Watch for them to team up to try and drive an endless wedge between Elektra and Will. Elektra wants nothing to do with Remy, but Will might want to spend some time with Luna to try and figure out why his pater was so willing to help her. What do you suppose will be coming for these four? They both make a play for the men they want. Meanwhile, Hope finds herself alone formerly again. You'll want to tune into the drama that's brewing this week. Brooke still wouldn't give up during Wednesday's occasion. She told Ridge that he couldn't keep threading two women along for the rest of his life. But he hasn't been doing that recently. In fact, he's been faithful to Taylor. Ridge had formerly made his choice. He wasn't playing with Brooke's heart this time around. She was the bone. Who kissed him? Ridge told her that he was still worried with her for the Forrester Creations shakeup. He thinks Brooke had commodity to do with it and couldn't shake the study from his head. And now, he's happier and better off with Taylor. Or at least that's how he feels now. Ridge made those passions clear on Wednesday's occasion. He bluntly told Brooke that she couldn't have a future without a history. And so, she should move on. Ridge made a commitment to Taylor and plans to keep it. He now sees his unborn easily after feeling lost for so long. Brooke walked out of the office feeling and cried. Taylor eventually got her man, and she couldn't be any happier. On the contrary end of the office, Daphne still had her heart set on Carter. He returned to after breaking up with Hope. Carter looked at a print of her while Daphne's voice was in his head. But his day was about to ameliorate since Daphne was there. Carter admitted that Hope betrayed him and that his heart was broken. Don't worry, Carter. Daphne has the perfect cure for you. She assured him that he's still a good man despite what he's done. Daphne told Carter that he should feel free from his breakup. She'll take good care of his broken heart. Commodity tells us that Carter will be just fine. Back at the cabin, Hope is reeling from her bifurcation with Carter. What's intriguing is that her passions suddenly changed. She went from acting cold and frosty to agonized. Hope breaks down in gashes as she looked at a print of him. She recalled a time when Carter told her he'd fight for her. She's also reminded of the pattern in her romantic connections. Hope is the reason why most of her connections ended. Hope break Carter's heart, Steffy on edge, and Ridge eventually choosing the woman of his dreams. Ridge was caught in quite a dilemma in the main office when Taylor and Brooke fought for his heart. Brooke shamelessly told Ridge how important she loves him and indeed refocused out how she only took the CEO's job to save the company for her main man. She also invited Ridge to move home, all while Taylor stood on the sidelines and watched. Taylor stood on the sidelines and watched Brooke try her stylish to win Ridge over. She played into their history and their so-called fortune. While Ridge agreed they could have had it all and veritably much did formerly upon a time, he wasn't relatively falling for her pleas. The history is just that, the history. The idea of hurting either of them was too important. It was time for him to choose formerly and for all. And he didn't choose Brooke. He chose Taylor. Meanwhile, across the hall, Finn stopped by to see his woman. And intruded Steffy and Daphne Rose's chatter about the perfumer's budding passions for Carter. Yes, Daphne Rose has veritably important fallen for that man. It's just too bad Hope has such a hold on him. Finn was happy to see effects were getting back to normal now. Daphne Rose soon took her leave to go check on someone. Speaking of Hope and Carter, they were still in the cabin, having it out over the state of their relationship. Formerly again, Hope was determined to cut ties while Carter fought tooth and nail for another change. He made every pledge in the world he could suppose of and pledged to make effects right for her. Hope wasn't having it at all. She indeed indicted him of not loving her. Hope also put him on notice that the Forresters would soon betray him too. They only gave him another chance because they were happy to put all the blame and shame on her rather of him. He fell for it and chose them over her, and that's that. She yelled and cried about him choosing that family and his kiss with Daphne Rose and all his backstabbings. Enough is enough. That's all it took for Carter to realize what was really going on. He's no longer desirable because he's not in a position she can use presently. Despite all that, and despite Hope's snarky commentary and her enmity, Carter still wanted to make it work. Hope also dressed him down by telling him she no longer loves him. He's not the man he was when she fell for him. She said farewell and made him show himself out. It's over. After he left, she sat and cried while replaying all their sweet moments together. Latterly, Carter arrived at the office and sat alone in the design room trying to reuse all that went down at the cabin. The voice he heard in his head while ignoring wasn't Hope's, however, it was Daphne Rose. How applicable since Daphne Rose also set up him milling over his life. She explained that she was going to go back to Paris but she can't leave now. She's no way met a man like Carter. He's a good man who made a veritably bad decision, but he's making it right. She also took him into her arms for a clinch. At the same time, Steffy went home and was all grins while flaunting with Finn. Her family has their alternate home back, their cherished company. She was thrilled except that Brooke is still around. She was sure that private converse she was having with Ridge wasn't just about Hope. She was sure Brooke was throwing herself at Ridge. And, of course, she was right. That's exactly what Brooke was doing.